You may or may not be aware that your current state government is aiming to ban all practices that come under the name conversion therapy. Conversion therapy is a newly created term that encapsulates so many practices, from harmful practices that we do not condone and are simply not practiced anymore, but also helpful forms of assistance that we'll discuss shortly. Now, we do acknowledge that there are people who identify as LGBT and are content with this, but there are also people who have same-sex attraction or gender confusion and wish to not live with these feelings. And so under the proposed legislation, any form of help for these people that does not align with the LGBT ideology will be made illegal and unavailable. If governments legislate such restrictions and deny people like me and many others the help that we pursued, then it has failed to bring a balanced perspective to this parliamentary debate. We've set up a project that shares this other side of the story that many are trying to ignore. The website below is a platform we are using to facilitate this project, and let me share with you the results so far. People who had unwanted same-sex attraction and people who have detransitioned have been coming to our website to tell us about their lives. A survey is required for all participants, which has given us the data we are about to present. And some participants have also shared their stories via video, written documents and audio recordings. Now, the LGBT activists have been telling us that all therapies are damaging and that no one leaves their LGBT lives, or worse, that the assistance offered to people made them suicidal. Well, let me share with you what we have discovered. We have had the following number of participants contribute to the study so far, and more participants are still coming forward to contribute. And the results from the data to date are stunning. This graph reveals the percentage of participants that either used professional counselling alone, religious counselling alone, or used both professional and religious counselling combined. Most of the participants also specifically reported that prayer support very much assisted them. So over 75% of those who left their LGBT lives used the very counselling that activists are urging the governments to ban. So what benefits did they gain from such counselling? Well, the baseline data shows suicidal ideation, anxiety, and promiscuity were significantly reduced, while self-image, relationships, and physical health have all significantly increased. And of the total participants, most of them are living in heterosexual relationships now, and most detransitioners no longer suffer from gender dysphoria. Now, activists will tell you that people who claim to leave their LGBT lives will always go back to them. But our results reveal that 70% of these people left their lives over 10 years ago, and many of them over 20 or 30 years ago. So these stories have clearly shown that the information that LGBT activists have been feeding the public is not the whole truth. The very counselling that they want banned is actually urgently needed. And to summarise, the results show us that because these participants pursued a life of change, that suicides were averted, professional and religious counselling were very much used, many changed their orientation, and that the changes are in fact long-standing. We stand as a testament to the fact that people can and do leave their LGBT lives, and the vast majority don't go back. Most of us live quiet, unassuming, and very content lives. In fact, there are many more of us than you'll ever realise. How is it that the politicians have decided to ignore our stories and take away our human right to choose what life we pursue? We would ask you to contact your politicians and tell them that it is crucial to keep these forms of help available and accessible to those who seek it. Thank you.